This is Head Bustin' Boxing, and we are back in the house to talk about the state of boxing at 135. And when you're talking about 135, it always starts and ends with Vasily Lomachenko. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about the 135 division, and really it's more like 130, 135. Lomachenko has recently said that he wanted to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. And a lot of fans would love to see that fight. And a lot of people was upset when the Luke Campbell fight was announced. And it was supposed to be like a little mini tournament, I guess to a certain degree it still is, that would put a couple of the young lions of that division in range of fighting Lomachenko if the tournament would have been held the way it was supposed to. But we still sort of got the same thing. And what I'm talking about, you have TEOFIMO Lopez lined up to fight Richie Coleman. And that's a big fight for him. A big fight. And to hear him talk, I'm not sure he's ready for that fight based off of some of the statements he gave on Max Kellerman's boxing show on ESPN. Then you have DEVIN HANEY, who also is in line, if he win his next fight, to become the mandatory for Lomachenko. So both of these guys, Haney and Lopez, are like a fight away from possibly having a Lomachenko fight. Then once again you have Davis being called out by Lomachenko, and who knows, he might even possibly be his next fight. I don't think that'll happen, but you never know. And the question is, after what we saw with Kovalev versus Yard, do you think it would be wise for any of these guys? Now Davis is a little older, but Haney and Lopez, well actually I think Lopez and Davis are about the same age. But do you think it would be wise for the handlers of these guys to put them in there with Lomachenko? Now, a lot of people saying, well, Floyd is probably not going to put him in there with Lomachenko, Davis that is, until Lomachenko's past his prime. But see, that's the risk when you have a young guy fighting an older guy. Lomachenko's like, what, 32, I believe, something like that, and Tank is 24. Well, they say, well, you know, Floyd's going to wait to have Lomachenko Tank fight him before, you know, after he's left his prime. Well, Tank isn't in his prime yet. So, I mean, is that fair to Tank? Because you're saying, well, Tank has to fight Lomachenko before he falls out of his prime, or it doesn't count. Well, what about, should it count if Lomachenko beat Tank before he hits his prime? Because you could argue he's not in his prime. So I mean, to me, that's a tough one to call, because we don't even know if Tank's in his prime yet. But I would like to see that fight. Now with DEVIN HANEY, he's even younger. I think DEVIN HANEY's like what, 20, 21? I mean, like, he's extremely young. Would it be wise to put him in there with Lomachenko? Now I do think DEVIN has the tools to be in there and make it an interesting fight. But the question is he mentally ready for a fight like that? And I would say the same thing for Lopez. Even though he's older, he's 24, he just turned 24, I believe. He's older, but to hear him talk, he definitely doesn't sound like he's mentally stable enough to even be in a fight like that. I'm really interested to see how he looks in that Coleman fight. And that's if he takes the fight. Because according to him, he's saying he's not sure he even wants to take that fight right now until he gets himself more mentally prepared, saying he has a lot going on in his home life that he would like to get settled before he takes on the mental strain of his first title shot. So we'll see. But we saw last weekend with Yard versus Kovalev, experience does matter. Now, Yard isn't the age that these guys are, but he's young far as experience. He really didn't have an amateur career, so basically his pro career is his amateur career. And We saw things in the yard fight that if he would have had more experience, he might have been able to deal with properly. Not knowing how it feels to be in a controversial, well, I don't want to say controversial, basically not being in a situation where you're down, where you're struggling, where you got to show heart, where you got to fight through adversity. He's never experienced that, talking about Anthony Yarde. He's never experienced a tough 12-round fight. He never experienced somebody dogging him and him not being the one dogging them. So stuff like that matters. That's why it's best you bring these guys. I'm not saying you got to walk them slowly, but you want to do it in steps. Anthony Yarde went from fighting nobodies to fighting for a title. That's rough on anybody. You got to be a special fighter for that. And I do believe Anthony Yarde could possibly be a special fighter, but he got a lot to learn. Now, could you say the same thing for Devin Haney, for Tank Davis, for Teofimo Lopez? Are those guys ready for a Lomachenko fight? And I'm going to be honest with you, in my opinion, even though I would love to see all three of them fight him, I would say no. Now, if you could take those guys when they hit their prime and put them in Lomachenko's prime, even though that's not going to happen, that might be a different story. Who knows then? Because Devin Haney is a talented fighter. Teofimo Lopez, I think he's talented, but I think we might have got caught up in the hype too. But I do believe he will be a pretty good, if not great fighter. And I believe Tank the same. But they're still babies. And do you want to see these guys in there with Lomachenko and probably get them mentally destroyed before they even hit their prime? But hit me up in the comment section and let me know what you think. Also, if you would like to donate to the channel, click on the PayPal button on the home screen up in the right hand corner. You will see it in the vicinity of Triple G. And just mash on the button, and if you want to donate whatever you want to donate, that will be fine. Also, you could also do it by going to the description of the video, which is basically the wording underneath the video. It will say show more, show less, whatever. You can mash on that and you will see a PayPal link. You can click on that, and if you want to donate 50 cents, $1, $2, whatever, every little bit helps. We just started up the channel about 4 months ago, so we're just getting started. We're still in our infancy stage. So if you would like to help out, that would be great. But like I said, hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Are any of these guys ready for Lomachenko? Hit me up and let me know. Also hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. This is Hair Bustin' Boxing's own Fight Doctor. I am out.